Okay, this is lesson 14, subtracting fractions. Fractions we're continuing on from yesterday, and this lesson will be very similar to yesterday because the steps are basically the same. We're not changing anything. So, and again, we deal with fractions a lot in math, so we need to make sure we're ready to use them and deal with them. These are very basic concepts you may have even learned as early as elementary school. We want to make sure we do the right thing and get the right habits going, because what happens if we're doing the wrong thing over and over and over again? We get the bad habits. Okay, if we have bad habits and we're trying to do larger problems, you'll get the wrong answer. Even though you're smart, you might get the concept, you won't get it because you just don't know how to do fractions. So we have to make sure you get your fractions down. Just a little feedback from yesterday. Did raise your hand if yesterday or before yesterday you had trouble doing fractions? You were like, man, this is hard. I don't like fractions. Okay, of those people, did you feel pretty better about it? Fractions yesterday? Okay, good. Raise your hand if you generally feel better about fractions since yesterday's lesson. Okay? How about you in the corner? Did you get it? You did some fractions, right? You tried and you got it. Okay, good. All right. So the steps are the same as yesterday. I'll pull those up for us. So if you're on the video, you should pause it now. I'm going to move forward. Okay, number one, we got 1/3 minus negative 1/6. So the first thing we want to do is figure out if there are any signs to combine. Negative and negative I know is a positive, right? So we got 1/3 and 1/6, right? So this is really like saying 1/3 plus 1/6. So I have to find a common denominator. Usually students will think their lowest common denominator in this one is 18. Is that true? Is it 18? No. So we should always make a list, right? Because if you just multiply 3 times 6 to get your LCD, that's not the best way, and you'll get too big of a number. And the bigger the numbers get, the harder the problem gets. So we don't want to do that. We want to use the lowest common multiple, which is, believe it or not, 6. Okay, so I would rewrite my fraction as with denominators of 6. The first fraction I have to convert. 3 times 2 is 6, therefore 2 times 1 is 2. Second fraction, I don't need to convert, I'm just going to copy it. Then I have two positive numbers. We have positive 2 and positive 1. They're on the same team. They get together. They become a bigger positive number, positive 3 over 6. Now I need to simplify if possible. So can I simplify this? Yeah. 3 goes into each of these. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So our answer is 1/2. Okay. Make sense? That's number 1. Any questions on number 1? Easy, right? Number 2, same thing. Got 2 negatives. We want to make that a positive before we start. 3/2 plus 1/3. So we want to make sure we have the same denominator. In this case, we got 2 and 3. Make a list of multiples of 2 and the multiples of 3. We notice that it's 6. Denominator is 6 each of these. So 2 times 3 is 6, therefore 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 2 is 6, therefore 1 times 2 is 2. Okay, so we're 9 plus 2, they're both positive numbers. We're going to bring them together to become an even bigger positive number. And then we have 11 over 6. Divide 11 divided by 6, we get 1 and 5/6 as our answer. And that's it. And it's positive, so I don't have to put a negative sign in front. Okay, questions on numbers 1 and 2? Yes, what's up?
Do we have to write R next to the number?
The remainder? No, I just write that for people who don't get what I'm doing. You all know it's a remainder, right? Yeah. And by the way, if we were doing a decimal point, we wouldn't leave a remainder. Does that make sense? We would keep working. So, anyways, that's how we do numbers 1 and 2. Alright, so before writing it down, let's have today's Friday. Let's have 1 so 2 is about number 1, and then 2 so 1 is about number 2. If you're by yourself, turn yourself a group around you you can talk to and discuss the same things. Ready, set, go. Okay, number 3. Oh, we got negative 5/6 minus 3/4. So what's the lowest common denominator? 24?
Nope.
No. What could it be? 12, right? We got 6, 12, 18 is our multiples of 6. And then we got 4, 8, 12 here. Okay. we have 12 as our new denominator, so 6 times what is 12? 2 times 5 is? 10, good. 4 times what is 12? 3 times 3 is? 9. Okay, finish up my problem for me. I'll give you a minute to write your answer. Go. Okay, like I said, some of you have silly mistakes, so let's make sure that you're right. Don't go ahead yet. Don't erase your boards, or don't compare it to someone else. Just look at yourself. You got negative 10, negative 9, same team, so it's going to be negative 19. Okay, 12. We have 12 as our denominator here. Okay, so negative 19 over 12 is the answer. Before it's converted, we have to do a side problem, of course. So you got 1 and negative 1 and 7/12. Some of you didn't put the negative sign. Is that the same thing as positive 1? Or is negative the same as positive? No, it would be wrong. Okay, raise your hand if you made a silly mistake at one point. Okay, do you all understand what you did wrong? Raise your hand if you made a mistake, you still don't get it? Okay, good. So turn your neighbor really quick. Explain what your mistake was if you had one. If you did it well, say good job. Okay, next one. Number 4. Number 4. Did make sure that you think about how do we convert the 6 to a fraction? How do we convert that whole number into a fraction? How do you convert any whole number to a fraction? Yes. Put it over 1. Did y'all get that? You can make any whole number a fraction by putting it over 1. Repeat it to your neighbor. Okay, good. Do this by yourself. Go. Or the answer is the following: 4 3/7. 4 3/7. Okay. Any questions on this? Compare your answer with the last one. If you made a mistake, please fix it. Raise your hand if you made a mistake and understand why now. Okay, good. If you made a mistake, turn to your neighbor, explain it really quick. And if you did it well, and your neighbor did it well, just say good job. Go. Good job. Okay, good.
Good job, Daddy.
All right, continuing on, number 5. Number 5, you should have the following. You have the common denominator of 5. 2 of the same team becoming negative 41 over 5. Doing a side problem, you get the answer of negative 8 and 1/5. Okay, so that's number 8. Next one, last one, number 6. Go. Right, which team's bigger? Positive team, positive 1 and 1/3. Right? You see that? Okay, most of you got it right. It was only like 2 people. Raise your hand if you just made a silly mistake. 2 people made a silly mistake. 2 people can't shoot you. Okay? Anyways, that's your answer. That's it. That concludes this lesson.